Take a look at this Starbucks Iced Energy Blueberry Lemonade. 12-foot ounce, 355 milliliters. Contains 0% juice, 5 calories, 35 milligrams of sodium. And then we've got those 3 different vitamins, niacin, B6, and pantothenic acid. All 100% of your daily value. Then they actually show the amounts, which is nice. We got the ingredients: carbonated water, citric acid, natural flavors, green coffee bean extract, malic acid, fruit and vegetable juice for color. It's always nice to see natural color used with drinks. Sodium benzoate and potassium sorbate for preservatives. And we've also got the sucralose and acephane potassium, low-calorie sweetener, sugar alternatives. Do your research on those and understand what you're drinking. I talk about this every time. I do drink it, obviously, with the reviews and other drinks that I drink for myself. But yeah, there is mixed research on all these sugar alternatives. So, I mean, even if you look up sugar itself, you probably find some mixed research of if it's good or bad for you or in between. Anyways, then we got some of the vitamins. There's the ginseng extract. Yeah. And then caffeine content, 160 milligrams for the can. It's made in Purchase, New York. There's that. We've got some marketing material. Juicy flavors, a blueberry and the taste of lemonade, but it doesn't have any actual juice. My expectations for Starbucks, I think, are too high. I expect them to be like higher end. Maybe it's the pricing or what, I don't know. But before I open this, it's a mass-produced canned drink. It does have the preservatives in here. I don't know how I feel about that. It also has like the classic sweeteners that are a bit older. And I would think maybe they would go in the direction of stevia and monk fruit, which tend to be the newer options. But nope, they have the sucralose and the acephane potassium stuff. So, whatever. If you're okay with those sweeteners, then this should be good for you. Let's pop this open. And it's got a nice, rich red color to it. So again, it has fruit and vegetable concentrate for color, which is carrot and blueberry. Very nice. You can see the carbonation. Looks good. I can already smell it. Yeah. Using a decent camera is always nice to get a good view of stuff like this. There we go. Do a smell test. It smells like blueberry. Or at least, manufactured smell of blueberry. What I assume blueberry would smell like. Anyways, let's try this out. Again, this is the Starbucks Iced Energy Blueberry Lemonade. The carbonation isn't like super noticeable, even though I can see it in there. It is fruity. There's a little bit of tang to it. I would assume that's from the citric acid, that bit of citrusy, soury note. Also has malic acid, same thing. Malic acid to me is more of like an apple flavor. So those are pretty good in it. Does definitely have a blueberry. It reminds me of blueberry pancakes. Yeah. It's got that. Obviously, there's no actual fruit in here. So the flavoring to me is like a candied blueberry, if that makes any sense. It doesn't taste bad. It's just specifically the blueberry flavor that they are using to me, like I said, reminds me of blueberry pancakes for some reason, which isn't bad. It's it's a blueberry that just you would expect in candies and stuff like that. I know that doesn't make sense with the pancake reference, but flavors and tastes of things are a tough one to describe, at least for me. What my cousin sent me a flavor descriptor list because she's in that industry, and I've attempted to use it in the past, but I haven't done too well at that so far. Yeah, I don't really notice the lemonade aspect 'cause it's supposed to be blueberry lemonade. I guess just the citrusy, soury notes coming through as well, which aren't really strong comparatively to the candied blueberry type flavor. They're there, but that to me the natural or artificial is there any artificial flavor here? It says flavored with other natural flavors. I mean, I really wish the government would force companies to be more descriptive about quote unquote natural flavors. This doesn't really mean anything to me. And yeah, it's tough to describe it. Okay, like it has natural flavors, but what does that mean? Right? It would be nice. Yeah. So for the sweeteners, there is a tiny bit of the artificial sweetener aftertaste. The problem is I'm so used to drinking drinks with the sugar alternatives, those low calorie sweeteners that it's a, I'm so used to it. So if you're coming into those type of drinks from just regular sugar, you're probably going to notice it a lot more than I would with the sucralose and the aspartame potassium stuff. Or maybe they've gotten so good that people won't notice. I don't know. But they do still have a little bit of an aftertaste. And again, my frame of reference is skewed at this point. So maybe I'm not making it as much of a deal as it would be to someone that's very used to just standard sugar or high fructose corn syrup drinks. But yeah, I personally prefer the stevia and the monk fruit and stuff that are more recent alternatives comparatively to these that this one's using. And like I said, to me, I expect Starbucks to be higher end, and the ingredients in here to me are not. It has two different preservatives in here, the potassium sorbate and the sodium benzoate. I'm not saying that they're bad or anything. I don't really know the details of those. I'm just saying that I kind of expect a Starbucks drink to be higher end with its ingredients and such because generally they tend to be more expensive, right? So I don't think that's the case with this. I kind of want more from Starbucks, but I'm being harsh on them. So yeah, I think it tastes fine. I like the blueberry flavor that they're using, but obviously that's personal preference. I don't really notice too much of the lemonade aspect. It's not as sour and citrusy as I would consider a lemonade. 160 milligrams of caffeine. That's probably going to be around 2 cups of coffee, right? So around 80 per cup of coffee, give or take, depending on the blend and such. So if you want more coffee, like concentrated in a 12-ounce drink, this could be an alternative. And maybe if you don't like the taste of coffee, this could be an alternative to you, for you. Uh, yeah, but obviously, if you're sensitive to caffeine, 160 milligrams is quite a bit. So up to you. Anyways, I think it's fine. I just would expect a little bit more, specifically from Starbucks. I would like to see actual fruit in here, fruit juice, but that's not the case. Anyways, again, that was the blueberry lemonade Starbucks iced energy